Hey Taurus, hello, how are you? Welcome to your July reading and to my channel. Like, subscribe if you haven't. As you can see, we have here already a card, and that's the card that came out for the month of July when I was doing your yearly reading, which I will link here. It's a nice card, you guys. It's a nice card. It's a very nice card. And it's like, it's in line with you, with Taurus, because it's Pentacles, it represents Earth, it represents stability, it represents sensuality. You are ruled by Venus, so this might be Venus. It represents enjoying the good things of life, the food, the animal, the nature, and it's a card of like for me, this is like the princess. It's like a solo, single energy. But let's see what else it's coming here in order to understand what this might mean for you. I want to get the other cards, guys, before I start telling anything here. You guys, what cards? Let me see. I don't know, it looks beautiful. What shall I say? What shall I say? It's a beautiful reading. I mean, we have Venus, the planet that rules you, was retrograding in Gemini, and in July it will be direct. So first of all, there is this feeling of coming back to yourself, you know, because things might have been a little bit slow, a little bit like going backwards somehow emotionally for some reason. I mean, because Venus was going retrograde too. I mean, there was a reason, but you might have felt it like a delay or slowing down or darkening things, of not moving forward in a way. So there is an emphasis of coming back to yourself, like not moving forward too much, because you're kind of slow sign, like you don't really move too fast. But it's like, at least it's more like the changes for you can be like from being inside going outside, because like the Nine of Pentacles to me means like, okay, you're going out, you're doing something outside, you're doing something in nature, you are starting to relate to things again, to the environment, to the nature, to the animals, to the food, and of course, I mean, the money. You are kind of secured maybe again, or something has happened and you're being sure that the money is there, that the money is coming, or there might be some money coming, which gives you that kind of security. And like, you need to have that kind of security in order to start looking at other things around you. But yes, things are moving. Things are moving, and here as well, like in the card, in the coming cards here, there's a lot of movement. But I don't know, like this Nine of Pentacles can be seen in two ways, because when the Nine of Pentacles comes out for a water sign, I love it. But when a Nine of Pentacles comes out for earth sign, it's a little bit tricky, you know, because it's like building up on your character. It's like not challenging yourself, but just like getting lazy with yourself in a way. Like this can be as well, like seeing the other cards here, like this can be a card of self-satisfaction. I don't need anybody, I don't need anything, I have everything. But it's like, it's a very mundane card, and it's a very old school card, and it's a little bit arrogant too, you know, like I have everything and I don't need anybody. And there's the snail here, which means like that kind of slowness of things, being in time. I mean, I love this for every other sign, but like for your sign, it's like you're the bull, like you can sit there for hours and days and months and not realizing that things are kind of changing. So depending on when you are, where you are, you have to figure this thing out, because like there's major things happening now in the other cards, and that's what I'm saying here. Depending on what you're doing, you have to decide, you have to take a decision. I mean, July, it's a month of taking a decision, taking a kind of conscious decision, because we have here the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords, it's like one means communication, one means, it means decision, making a decision. It's a conscious decision, because swords represent thoughts, ideas, everything that is rational, basically, everything that is of the mind. And you know, when we communicate as well, we kind of have to make a decision. So there is something about communicating here. And I mean, we have here the Ten of Cups, you know, which in contrast with the Nine of Pentacles, it's a card of family, it's a card of union, it's a card of like, this is like a happy family, you know, this is like a loving partnership with children. This is emotional fulfillment, and this is financial fulfillment. This is emotional fulfillment. This is what you have. This is what you strive to, or you want to have, or people need to have, you know. But in order to have that kind of emotional fulfillment, there is a decision here that needs to be made. Because, as I said, you can stay in this position forever, because it's good, actually. You have achieved things, and you can be happy. And the thing is that you might be you might be fearing to take that decision. You might be fearing to go about these changes, because it's a change. You have to, you have to undergo, things have to happen if you want to change, you know. And there is maybe a little bit of trouble, of darkness, or not darkness in the sense of, it's not a nightmare, but it's just like something has to happen. There's a process that has to happen. But you have here a reading full of major arcanas, and it's like something is trying to happen here, basically. It's like life, it's trying to happen, and it will hit you. Like, I'm not even sure if the Ace of Swords is you, because if you are here doing your thing, thinking things are going well and whatever, like an Ace of Swords might hit you. you know. And I'm saying that because we have the Wheel of Fortune here, one, which means that things, like there's something about fortune, there's something about the life plan, there's something of a higher plan that it's happening, and that you have no decision about it in a way. You know, this might be an idea that comes to your mind, but like it's a little bit in contrast with this kind of card and with your nature, because it's sudden. It might be kind of sudden, and it might be something that you were not thinking that it will happen, and it might shift you a little bit into a, yeah, it changes, let's say. It might, because we have the moon card, and the moon card represents the night, it represents process in general, the subconscious, yes, things that you, or let's say, things that you are not aware of, you know? Maybe it's something that you are not aware of, and where you are here, like you didn't know, or you were not planning on this thing, and then suddenly something happens, and then things are changing, basically. This month, things are changing, you guys, either if you want it or not, and things are changing pretty fast for you, like really pretty fast. And I don't know, I even, actually, I don't see any resistance in here, which is lovely, because like you might be stubborn sometimes, and you might be resisting, and the moon might mean resistance too, you know, like in the dark, and like, oh, I don't know, do I want to do it, do I want to take that, do I, so this might mean resistance, but the thing is that you can't, because you have the moon and you have the sun underneath it. So there is this kind of completion here. Something needs to be completed, and you have to accept it, or you have to let it happen, or you have to do that process, because that's how it's somehow it's part of nature. It's not even, yeah, it's something about life here and about nature that it's trying to happen. So you cannot stop it. This Ace of Swords might as well mean that you are fighting it a little bit, but just to let you know, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea, because you have the moon and the sun. Like if you have only the moon, then I would be like, okay, maybe, you know, it's just the dark, but like there's no way. The sun will come out. It's just how it goes. And it will make you happy, because the sun comes there to make you happy, you know, it regenerates you. And we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is like that. And you have had the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is that element of the unknown. It's that element of divine plan. It's that element that we cannot change. Sometimes we go and chase it, like when we open ourselves to new options, new possibilities, we just take a trip, or we just start doing something new. And sometimes it's just, it happens to us. And to me, it looks like it is happening to you, because you are here, like unconscious of what's going on and kind of enjoying what's happening. But then, you know, and we have the World card. And I said here, there's something trying to happen, there's something about the life, something about completion, and there is like the Ace of Swords, and aces mean new beginning too. You know, whenever you take a new decision, it's like a new beginning, or whenever news comes, then something is starting, or... And we have the World, which is the last card of the deck and the major of arcana. So it means that there's the completion. Something is trying to happen here. And, you know, something is trying to complete itself. And it's more like a cycle of nature. And it is, to me as well, with the Ten of Cups, it's kind of love, it's kind of partnership, and it's something that will make you happy, you know? So you have to let it happen. You have to accept it if it comes, or you have to initiate it. Like you have to take a conscious decision with the Ace of Swords. But that means as well going through a little bit of dark times, or going through a process, or going through some changes. It's not just happy, you know, although like all these cards are super happy and positive energy and very, very good, very, yeah, life and the universe and God, it's being very good to you this month. But this doesn't mean that there's not a process trying to happen. There is not a darkness, there is not the night. It's just that for you it will kind of be fast if you let it happen and if you don't resist it. And the Ten of Cups is fulfillment in the real world. And I mean, you are a sign that loves family, and so yeah, something is trying to happen, and I love it. It's beautiful. A new start, a new beginning, the Wheel of Fortune, something is happening. Let me know what's happening. Don't resist. And I mean, there's a lot of feminine energy here, so it means like you have to accept it, basically. You're not, I mean, you could be the one initiating it, but to me it looks like you have to accept it. You have to be in that feminine mode. I wanted to get this other card. Let's see. I mean, this card means be more tangible, and it represents the Chariot in the tarot deck, which actually means something is happening. There is like a movement here, but there is a balance as well. And we have here the, like, these two opposites united in one. So it's beautiful here because we have here the moon and the sun. So here it comes again, like there is a kind of completion, there is like the star, but you have to understand it that it's coupled together. So, you know, this thing that is trying to happen has both sides, has the good and the bad sides. So just for you to be sure, if something is happening and you are not aware, like it can even be like you will not understand maybe what's happening. Like you will be a little bit like in the darkness and you will not know what is happening, but the thing is that the sun will come out and it will become visible for you. Beautiful, huh? That you get this card. So accept things this month and let them happen. There is something trying to happen here. Nice, you guys. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and you will see me next month. Bye.